Located in Lakeland, Florida, USA International Speedway is a relatively long straights into a bank turn speedway that tests both braking and the suspension setup. And it's clear why top NASCAR team, which face strict limits, are testing at tracks that Toaster Series used to spend a lot of time in Lakeland. Much of the COT development took place at USA International Speedway. Tonight, USA International Speedway hosts the Spark Racing League's mini stock series here on the Overdrive Automotive Media YouTube channel. My name is Cam Gillens, and along for the rides, as always, is last season's champion and Jake Mockey. How you going, Jake?
Not too bad, Cam. How are we doing tonight?
Not bad at all. It's kind of been nice coming off a long vacation, so it's kind of interesting getting back into it.
I will say I thoroughly enjoyed my vacation week off. It has been a nice little reset,
Mm-hmm.
especially with how my racing has gone in the other series in Spark this season. So it's been nice to kind of take the week off and relax, but very happy to be back here tonight
Mm-hmm.
for some racing.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a good one tonight.
Yeah, so both me and you are off enjoying some racing escapades. Me and Charlotte and you took the journey on to Indianapolis, so that's always fun.
And we got to see the Larson 550 in person.
Pretty much, that's pretty much what it was.
Unfortunately, I was rooting for him, but well, you know how it goes sometimes.
Yes.
Racing isn't always your best friend sometimes, and
No.
unfortunately tonight it is our best friend because we're back here and we are at USA International Speedway, which I I find to be a very difficult track for these cars.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Asphalt or dirt, dirt especially drives crazily weird.
Yes, it
But
does.
the asphalt tonight is a tough one because this is a tire eater.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Tire preservation is massive tonight in this race, and
Mm-hmm.
seeing who can hold on to their tires over what will be a 60 lap feature, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna see who could hold on to their tires over that 60 lap run the best because no matter where you run here, you're gonna eat up through that right front, and high line tends to eat through them the worst.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're racing side by side, you can get stuck out there for laps on end. So
Mm-hmm.
who we're gonna see who decides to risk it all and try to get some positions out on that high side and see who can hold up on their tires through this whole period. But yeah, this should be an interesting one because we have a few names here that haven't shown up for tonight, and we do have a couple new names as well in the field, which should be interesting
Mm-hmm.
to see how they get along with the drivers tonight.
Yeah, it looks like we got a 14 car field tonight, so it's a pretty big field from our last couple races, so it should be pretty interesting.
Exactly. I mean, normally we see decent. Hey, these are normal numbers for the series, just a little bit less than this, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 14 cars, various speeds throughout the field. We'll see some lap traffic getting into play with the leaders at some point, possibly if we
Mm-hmm.
go green long enough, and it could definitely get interesting. Definitely interesting towards the end of this, but we'll see how the entire race plays out as
Mm-hmm.
drivers are getting ready here to qualify.
We're just a single lap qualifying.
Yeah,
Is
just a
that?
single lap
Mm-hmm.
qualifying here. That's what drivers are going to be running tonight. The way that we run it here this season, it'll be a one lap qualifier just to set up the field for the heat, and then you get a 8 lap heat to decide your starting position for the feature. So if you mess up your qualifying, you'd still try to work up and get some spots there, um, or mess up your heat and have to work up through the field in the feature.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crapshoot sometimes, but That's what makes it interesting, especially with short track racing. We wanted to incorporate some heat racing this season.
Yeah.
That was something we advocated for a little bit on our
Mm-hmm.
part. So
Mm-hmm.
it always makes it more exciting. You go to the short track, that's what you're going to see. You get a qualifying session, you get a heat race, and you get the features. So why not do it in real life in iRacing here for you folks on Sunday night? So give us a little bit more excitement, some more time with cars on track.
Yep.
Because sometimes with green flag races, these features can go pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if the mini stocks kind of have a tendency to go along green flag. So.
I forget what was it last season. I think we had maybe like 3 or 4 races where we had no cautions, which was
Yeah.
a marvel at itself.
Yeah.
As we
Uh,
got drivers putting up times here in qualifying. People have already put their times through. As Jacob Phillips so far is the fastest on the board. That's a driver I think we need to look out for here. He's gotten
mm-hmm.
some bad luck and still up in the top 3 there in points for the season. So with the lack of a couple drivers here not showing up, I think he needs a good finish here tonight
Mm-hmm.
for a nice jump in the points and maybe even take the points lead. As Devin Jack ticked off a faster lap time with the 23.596 there. That's another name we've talked about so far. I know this season, Cam, Devin Jack, he's always fast up there in the front whenever he
Yeah.
shows up here.
Yep. Because we got the 60th Steve Best on screen, and it's like he's put down the provisional ninth place time at 24.54. Looks like we still got
Got
maybe about a handful of left.
a couple drivers yet to take their times. We'll see if they decide to pull out here. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I know in this heat, we might be able to see some side by side action up there at the front.
Mm-hmm.
You could definitely roll that outside lane for a decent handful of laps and be faster than the inside car because you could pinch them down low, and that is definitely helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I just in the feature you decide to do that more than than these 8 laps that you'll see in this heat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the move because you will definitely eat through your tires. But
Mm-hmm.
if the car in front of you could keep it down on that bottom lane, it'll be hard to pass.
And
So
do we have a?
we'll see.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, you talked about the tires. Do we have a set in the pits waiting for these drivers?
We do have a set in pits, so if we do get a caution, uh, I would not be surprised if we see people take tires. That is the
Mm-hmm.
move. I know last season when we ran here, I think we had to take a pit stop or two. We took tires.
Mm-hmm.
It is preferred here, especially over a long run. So it'll be a interesting pan out for some drivers if they decide to green flag pit. I mean, we'll definitely won't be the move, but we'll see how many people decide to make that decision here tonight. We do have a nice diversity in the field, so we'll see what we get out of this pit strategy here. As we should be getting ready for this heat race in a few seconds here.
Okay, looks like we had that about handful of drivers not take time, so that goes we were talking about is like the 49 of Devin Jack took the provisional pole in the heat race, followed by the 56 of Jacob Phillips, the 80 of Robert Liddell, followed by the 420 of Will Jennings, the 7 of Paul Hahn, the 3 of Dylan Liddell, and 6, the 35 of Jacob Nickerson in 7th, the 27 of Ryan Phillips in 8th, the 60 of Steve Best in 9th, and like the last 5 that didn't end up taking time is the 69 of Larry Pauling, 42 of Paul Thomas, the 22, or excuse me, the 24 of Christian Blackwell, the 18 of Nathan Gentry, and the 47 of John Ellis.
So interesting decision, not to qualify there, but always maybe just not completely comfortable running up in the front in this pack, or maybe hoping for some chaos. So we'll see how it pans out for drivers here. So I believe we only got a 1 to go here. This driver should be taking the green. We'll get one more lap around. Apologies.
Be interested to see what happens with these two up front. These 2 of the names that you said keep an eye on. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys can go tandem, trying to see who comes out the winner of this heat race.
I definitely think we will see some beating and banging here on the doors going into turn 1. We'll see who can prevail in this race as the drivers get the green flag here. Devin Jack gets a good run. Oh, I think Rob Liedl missed a gear there as he gets ran over heading into turn 1. We are 3 wide in the middle pack there. Drivers keep it all together. Devin Jack and Jacob Phillips running away with the lead right now, as the rest of the field behind them just trying to decide where they want to even out here.
Look like the
Paul Hahn. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, it looks like the 27 kind of bounced off the wall there of Ryan Phillips.
So we got the 7 Paul Hahn sitting there in P3 in the 420 car, Will Jennings.
Looks like the
P4.
Looks like 35 of Jacob Nickerson had a problem coming out of turn 4, slamming against the inside wall.
I missed that. I didn't see what happened there. We'll have to check it out after this. As father and son are side by side on the front straight. Rob and Dylan Liedl. It's nice to see Dylan show up here, race alongside his father. Cool to see that we have that here in Spark. The rest of the field is straightened out single file for the most part. The 27, Ryan Phillips getting a move there on the 60 is Steve Vest for P7. We'll have 2 to go here. As I believe Devin Jack is just gonna keep the front of this race. Start on the pole for the feature here. Looks like the 56 of Jacob Phillips is just decided to sit right behind him. We get the white flag here. '49. Devin Jack rounds it off at turn 4 to take the checker flag and the extra points here, winning this heat race. So we see some drivers through the field who have not had a great running so far. And Paul Hahn and Will Jennings there finishing in 3rd and 4th. Father and son of Rob Liedl and Dylan Liedl coming in 5th and 6th. Sorry, I lost my place. I apologize. Ryan Phillips finishing the heat race there in P7. Steve Vest in P8. Paul Thomas finishing there 9th. Christian Blackwell finishing in 10th. Jacob Nickerson, after getting in a little bit of some troubles there, finishing in 11th. Larry Poling in 12th. John Ellis in 13th. And Nathan Gentry, I don't know if he took the field there.
I don't think he did.
I don't believe I saw his number there on track. So 13 drivers. As we get a little warm-up session here before they will get going for the feature, for our 60-lap feature. A couple drivers made up some positions there in the heat race. It'll be interesting to see who can hang on there. Work their way up through the field. I think 7 Paul Hahn might be our biggest mover with those 2 positions, tying with a couple people in the back, but him making out best there in 3rd place. That'll be a good spot to start up in the front of the future. So I'm excited for this one, Cam.
Yeah, same here. Looks like, based on our heat race, indeed it's going to be the Devin Jack and Jacob Phillips race to see who can come out on top between the 2 of them.
Those 2 always have some really great pace, whatever they're running in this Spark League. So they always show out here also on Sunday nights. Those are 2 names that are always familiar up in the front of the pack. So it'll be interesting to see who could play out here with if we get any tire strategy or anything going here in this race. I don't think they'll need fuel. I'm not completely certain on that. I know that in the past we have had to pit for fuel in this series. I know this season we've tried to stray away from that, just try to keep the racing on track and any of pit strategy to be played out under caution mostly. But we will see. I don't know what we got for the fuel tonight, as this is a heavy track on the gas tank and on tires.
I don't know if that was said 35. Jacob Nickerson, we said before the race, he might have like 68 to 69 laps on tires, so, or excuse me, on fuel. So I don't know if we'll actually gonna need fuel during this. But like you said, that we'll probably be having them take tires if we have a caution or so.
Yeah, I mean it definitely isn't the move to take tires under green here. I definitely do not advise that. You lose too much time on track. You lose a lap. Unless there's a caution, it's the end of your race. You make up those spots, and at that point, under caution, people are going to take tires. So they'll have fresher tires than you. It's never a good move. Sometimes people want to do it. they just are not comfortable on the set that they started with. You know, they'll burn them up and just feel that it's better for their race to take tires. So we'll see if anyone pulls off that move here and takes tires in the race. Definitely think we'll see it under caution more likely than not. Yeah, this will be an interesting feature here as we get a couple drivers up at the front of the pack that haven't been up here some of the season, looking to get a good finish here. They've also been having a rough go as well as me and some of these other series, so maybe looking to try to steal some glory here on Sunday night. Make some of the mid-pack here interesting.
Be interesting to see if that 35 of Jacob Nickerson gets up there after he has problems in our heat race.
A couple drivers looking to make up some spots that they may have lost in the heat race as well. I think the 27 Ryan Phillips, not sure how they got into it there in the heat. He's normally up here in the front, especially at this track, so pace car goes in as the field takes the green, and Devin Jack takes a nice strong jump. So we get some drivers fanning out here into turn one. Oh, is the 36 of Jacob Nickerson getting into it a little bit in the back there. So we got some jostling in this mid-pack. The 420 car of Will Jennings just getting stuck out there on the high side, falling back. Ryan Phillips getting down on the apron there, trying to avoid some chaos possibly. There's a little crazy racing here in the mid-pack. As we know, last season Ryan Phillips won here at USA. This is a very strong track for Ryan as he goes to the inside there of Rob Liedl. Rob's son Dylan takes the inside as well. Moving up into P5. Dylan having a strong showing here so far tonight. First night here racing with Spark. As Devin Jack holds about a 4/10 of a second lead here on the field. And Jacob Phillips just sitting in tow behind him. Paul Hahn riding third there. But Ryan Phillips close in tow.
Oh, looks like the
wall banging there.
yeah, looks like the 3 of Dylan Liedl just got into the wall.
It's the 80 of Rob Liedl gets past him. Ooh, and 27 of Ryan Phillips gets into the back. Paul Hahn there. Ryan looking to make up some spots. Not sure why he's sitting so far back in the field here. This is always a strong track for Ryan. In every series we've ran here in Spark. So he finally gets up into third. With Rob Liedl squeezing in behind, taking fourth from Paul Hahn. As Paul starts moving backwards here. The interesting thing we might see here too is some drivers might be losing some spots on purpose to save tires here. As I know, the 27 of Ryan Phillips, he was pushing hard to get back out there and gain some track position. He might have burned some tires off, or some of these cars behind him might have been saving some. But we still got about 51 laps to go, 52 to go.
Looks like the three of Dylan Liedl had a issue going in the corner.
The 420 Will Jennings, 7 of Paul Hahn get by. I've been on a back step here, returning to the broadcast, just missing out on all the excitement.
Looks like the 35 of Nickerson's trying to get underneath the 24 of Blackwell right there, and he does.
Christian Blackwell, his first race here in Spark. Probably just hoping to survive here, get a solid finish in his first race. Some drivers, you never know what their goal is, and Christian is a friend of mine. He's new to iRacing, and I know he's just trying to do his best out here, learn the cars and the track. So it's nice to see some new faces showing up. It's the 35 of Jacob Nickerson pulling away there in 8th. Seven of Paul Hahn up here, all over the bumper of Rob Liedl.
Oh, looks like the 47 is having problems. Of John Ellis.
And slow car on the back straight there. Driver's just trying to squeeze around him. Everyone makes it through pretty cleanly, though. As the top 10 are all within the same straight, roughly. We got some beating and banging on the walls all over this track so far tonight. That is not uncommon in these cars, though, and they can take it.
Not.
They can take the beating and banging for sure.
As we've already hit quarterway distance of this race tonight.
At 56 of Jacob Phillips, still riding within about 0.6 of a second here of our leader. Ryan Phillips already up to about 2 seconds behind these guys, but might have equalized on some tires possibly.
There's a 7.
47 of John Ellis is coming to get lapped here again, pulling into pit road. Well, maybe not. Looked like he was pulling into pit road and he came back over onto the tracks. So he's right in front of our leaders here as they come around. Everyone's pretty spaced out here except for this pack for race for 4th here. Rob Liedl, Paul Hahn, and Will Jennings all racing hard here for that 4th spot as they sort their way through that lap traffic car of John Ellis here. So the race for the front has pretty much stayed the same for the last few laps. Gaps have relatively been the same. This exciting race for fourth is still on. They are close, all within a second and a half. Some good showings here so far tonight for 7 of Paul Hahn and Will Jennings. One of the better races they've had all season. But we will for sure see a shakeup in the points tonight with these two up front. This is the way it finishes out. I think the 56 of Jacob Phillips being the main beneficiary of that. We've learned last season consistency and showing up is key for your point standings here in this series. Even with a drop week, miss a week, and it's hard to make that ground back. So just showing up here, you gain points. You can have a real good finish in this series at the end of the season. We're closing in on halfway in this race, and so far so good. Everyone's been pretty tame. It's been in quite quiet race so far.
Starting
to say that.
That's what I said. I've kind of restricted myself from saying this, but it's almost looked like one of those races we were talking about earlier.
Trying not to bring out the commentator's curse there, I promise. Oh, man. That couldn't have gone any more perfectly. But yeah, everyone keeps it going. This race has been pretty interesting, but the gap for the lead is starting to close up a little bit here. Jacob Phillips starting to find a little bit of time, closing in on some ground here. .4 off the back of Devin Jack here. We'll see. Oh, he closes in big time here. Maybe it's saving some tires possibly and going for a move here. This race for the lead is starting to get a little spicy. We see drivers still fighting hard there for that 4th spot. Rob Liedl, Paul Hahn, Will Jennings. Oh! So we got a little bit of contact here on the front straight. Will Jennings gets into the back of John Ellis. Lost my camera here for a moment. Apologies. So that battle is about 0.3 of a second here for the lead. As they come around the inside here of 69 of Larry Poling. We still got a race here for the front as Jacob Phillips is closing in.
Oh. So he is right there.
He's all over the bumper of the 49 of Devin Jack. So this race for the lead is tightening up, but it's starting to draw back in at 27 of Ryan Phillips here. He's starting to close in the gap to about a second and a half almost. .56 of Jacob Phillips is right there. That battle for the lead still tight here, though. We'll see if Jacob Phillips has anything here for Devin Jack. Coming to about 20 laps to go almost. As we're in the final stage of this race.
I think you gotta keep an eye on that 27. He's just kind of also starting to creep back in on these guys.
Ryan Phillips finding some pace late in this race. Maybe holding those tires back. Wouldn't be surprised if that was a plan here for him. He's still within about second and a half behind the back of Jacob Phillips. We got some drivers in the back here just looking to stay on the lead lap. About a half a straight, maybe a little bit more ahead of our leaders right now. See if that comes into play. Jacob Phillips is all over the back of the 49 of Devin Jack right now. We might see a move here shortly for the lead. Oh, as Jacob Phillips hits the wall there, going into turn 3 and loses a lot of ground. All that ground he made up there. Just about 4 to 5/10 of a second there. That wall just juts out a little bit going into turn 3, and he got enough of it. It's 56 of Jacob Phillips has started to pull back a little bit of ground here. See if he's still got it going with those tires. Ryan Phillips hoping for those two to start battling side by side to gain some more ground back on these guys. We got the 24 of Christian Blackwell. Not too far ahead of him, just trying to stay on the lead lap as he gets into the 47 of John Ellis there. Just saw the latter half of that, but
Yeah.
those two got a little door banging there.
Ooh.
He drives it way up the corner. Oh, and almost gets into our leaders there. surprised we haven't gotten a caution here yet with some of these incidents we've seen on track. To be completely frank with you.
Yeah.
This battle for the lead. Still within a half a second here. Jacob Phillips just trying to make up some ground here in the closing stages.
So we see
The
that
time he lost.
35 of Nickerson gets underneath the 420 of Will Jennings.
Make up 7th position here. Jacob working his way back up through the field a little bit. This battle for 4th place is still tight. Paul Hahn and Rob Liedl separated by only 0.2 of a second. They have been tight the entire night. Those two good friends in real life, they have been at it all night long here, trying to get that 4th spot locked up. We see the 35. Jacob Nickerson just trying to make some ground back up. Devin Jack has pulled the gap to about a half a second. So I think his tires probably may have been saving him for this end of the race here as he's just starting to walk away a little bit. And without a late race caution here, I don't see anyone catching back up to Devin as he is starting to gap Jacob by about 0.8 of a second now. So the rest of this field is pretty evenly filed out. That battle for 4th, still tight. Those two have been putting on a show tonight. Just been close all night long. Rob Liedl just trying everything he can to catch up and try to pass the 7 of Paul Hahn here. As our leaders are sorting their way through some lapped cars. Just trying to make the finish as we will be about 12 laps to go here.
No, we're coming to 5 to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. 5 laps to go. Sorry. Had the wrong lap. That is my apologies. Working the bugs out still. Devin Jack has pulled that lead out to about a 2nd and a 10th there. As Ryan Phillips has even started to fall back. Be 3 to go here. Across the line is Devin Jack. Leave already a winner here this season. We'll take the white flag here. With about 0.8 of a second lead over the 56 of Jacob Phillips. This race has gone green all the way through, despite all the beating and banging that we've seen.
Coming to the white flag.
49 of Devon Jack rounds it off at turn 4 to take the checkered flag here as our winner
We got one go.
at USA. Oh, we are 1 to go. I apologize. Now we get the white flag. So I'm having an overlay issue. It is not my fault. As Devon Jack now rounds it off at turn 4 to take the checkered flag. And he will be our winner here at USA International. 56 of Jacob Phillips there with a good race. Finishing in P2. Ryan Phillips trying to make a charge there through the field, but ultimately maybe losing some tires there, finishing in P3. Paul Hahn and the 7 car finishing in P4, holding off the 80 car of Rob Liedel through that entire race. Great showing there from Paul tonight. So we got Dylan Liedel finishing in 6th there. Jacob Nickerson making some good ground there in the race, finishing in 7th. Will Jennings finishing in 8th there, despite having some weird chaos in that race, having a lead lap finish there for him. Paul Thomas finishing in 9th. Steve Vest in 10th. Christian Blackwell in 11th. Larry Poling in 12th. And John Ellis finishing in 13th there. What a race, Cam.
Yeah. Again, it was one of those ones that we kind of talked about. It might go wire to wire, and it just did.
We got lucky there. Almost gave the commentator's curse. Saw some good beating and banging, some cars bouncing off each other there.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunate to stay green. That was some good racing there. 49 to Devon Jack. I warned you. Get him out in front, and he's hard to pass, and he kept that lead the entire race. Jacob Phillips had a strong showing there. Had it not been for that wall and going into turn 3, may have seen a move there for the lead, possibly.
All right. Guess we can go through the full results as we're waiting for all the drivers to be ready for our interview. Okay, so like we were saying, the 49 Devon Jack takes home the win, followed by the 56 Jacob Phillips in 2nd. Rounding off the podium is the 27 of Ryan Phillips, the 7 of Paul Hahn in 4th, the 80 of Robert Liedel in 5th, the 3 of Dylan Liedel in 6th, the 35 of Jacob Nickerson in 7th, the 420 of Will Jennings in 8th, the 42 of Paul Thomas in 9th, the 60 of Steve Est in 10th, the 24 of Christian Blackwell in 11th, 69 of Larry Pauling in 12th, and rounding out all 13 cars that took the green flag is the 47 of John Ellis, and then the 18 of Nathan Gentry didn't make the show.
As I believe we got some drivers lining up here in the waiting room. We got our 3rd place finisher here, Ryan Phillips. Let's see if we can pull him on up. Hey, Ryan, this is Jake and Cam in the booth. You got me?
I got you, buddy.
So I'm not sure what happened there. I wasn't sure why we were starting a little far back there, but you put on a show moving up through that field.
I didn't realize it was a 1-lap qualifying, so I took the high line coming 3 and 4, and kind of didn't really take 1 and 2 hard either. So I was shocked I even qualified where I did because I was just taking it easy.
Yeah, that one lap qualifying sometimes gets you, but nonetheless, you worked your way up through the field. Maybe burned your tires up a little bit there, but hey, a third place is still a strong showing here. I know this is a strong track for you, so getting on the podium there is still a good finish.
Yeah, I tried to get through traffic as fast as possible, and they were already 2.5 seconds out. I was running them down there for a while, but with about 10 to go, I decided to just let it cool down just in case we did get a caution, because there was no chance of catching them unless something happened. So I just kind of took it easy, and we didn't get the caution, so third's gonna be it for tonight.
Well, yeah, still great finish, great showing. I think you were our hard charger here tonight, so still solid moving there through the field and gave us
There you go.
a great show in there to start the feature.
Yeah, that's good. The heat race was a little wild too.
Heat race was a little wild, but hey, green flag all the way through, so
Yep.
can't hate it. But hey, great showing tonight. Anyone you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, all the fellows at Big Fast, everybody at Spark like normal. Big Fast Racing, Overcut. What else we got? We got Mythic Metals. We got #1 hero cards. I think that's about it. Cody Cox Music. Go check him out on TikTok, YouTube, all the socials. So Cody Glenn Cox, I think it is. So that's all I got, man.
All right, brother. Well, congrats on your finish tonight.
Right on. Thank
Get
you.
on out of here, brother.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna go get some food.
Take care.
Bye, buddy.
All right. Well, I see we got the other drivers there in general chat. I'm not sure if they want to get pulled on up. See if we can snag them on up here, though. Hey, Jacob. This is Jake and Cam in the booth. You got us? Jacob Phillips, you got me? Hello, hello, Jacob.
Hello.
Hello, Jacob. This is Jake and Cam. You got us? Uh-oh. See if we can get that sorted out here. Pull them on out. Well, we got one driver that is having some issues. See if we can get that sorted out and pull him back in here in a second. Jacob, you got us? Jacob, hello.
Hello.
You got us? I can hear you. Nope. Still nothing. All right. We'll try to get that. Maybe later. See if Devin Jack wants to get pulled up here.
Yeah.
Hey, Devin, this is Jake and Cam in the booth. You got us?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
Hey, hey, there we go. Well, we got some issues on the other end, but still, great showing here tonight. You were the my driver to watch here, leading the field. So, great showing here, leading the entire race. I know Jacob gave you a little bit of showing there in the closing stages, but what was the name of the game tonight?
I was just seeing if I could save some tire. I guess it helped at the end because once I started putting faster laps down, Jacob was more or less already at his. He was already at his end point, I guess. He couldn't he couldn't get any faster. His right front was dead.
Yeah, he was trying to catch up to you. Got close enough at one point. Got into the wall a little bit going into turn 3, and I think the tire advantage just pulled off there at the end. But always a strong showing from you here.
Oh yeah, I like this track. Place is fun.
Well, congratulations on your win tonight. Is this your second win here this season?
I don't. I don't think so.
Can't remember. Maybe it was the preseason. Nonetheless, still, congratulations on your win. Anyone you want to thank before we let you go here?
Everyone that keeps that puts these things on. Nathan for coming up with the series. Everyone at Spark. All the usual people.
Well, you have a good night. Congratulations again, Devin.
Oh, thank you.
I see Jacob back in the weight room. Let's see if we can get him in here and try this one more time. Jacob, one last shot. You got us. Oh, brother. I hate it for you. You got us?
Hello.
Hello, hello. Do you got me? No. No. Unfortunate.
Yep.
Jacob, one last shot. You got us?
Hey there.
Hey, you finally.
I hear you, Cam.
There you go.
You got me,
Hey there,
Jacob?
hold there, bud.
Oh, Cam, you might be doing the interview. I don't know if he can hear me.
You hear me? You hear me, Jacob?
Yes, sir. I got you, buddy.
So it looks like might be having some troubles with Jake's comms or whatever, but how that it looks like during that race you just kind of was on the back of Devin there for whole race. Did you were trying to save tires for the end, or what was going on there?
Yeah, I think Devin and I were both kind of playing the same strategy. We're trying to get get a smooth corner entry, kind of roll the corners, and easy
Mhm.
off corner on the throttle.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I was right there with Devin until I decided I wanted to hit the wall that sticks out just a little bit right before you enter turn 3.
Yeah, we saw that. Kind of came up and grabbed you
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit. It that was not part of my plan.
Did you get any wheel damage when that happened, or you just the tires were kind of gone at that point?
No, I didn't really get any wheel damage, but I it definitely seemed like my right front fell off a little bit.
Mhm.
Not too long after that. So I don't know if it was I was pushing the car a little harder earlier on than Devin was, or
Mhm.
if I did end up with a little bit of damage from that. But I mean, it is what it is. It was a good run,
Mhm.
and congratulations to Devin on the win, and I believe Ryan Phillips who got P3.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it's always a blast running on Sunday nights.
Mhm.
These races have a history of going green and are for the most part very clean.
Yep.
I thoroughly enjoy it. It's a good way to kind of kick off my week when it comes to racing.
Mhm. All right. Before we let you go, is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, want to shout out everybody with Spark. Um, uh, Cam, you and Jake for the broadcast, everything that y'all do. Um, all the guys that do everything behind the scenes. Robert, Dade, uh, Devin, and I can't forget about him, Mr. Race Control Randy. I know he's got nothing to do about Sunday nights, but the man doesn't get enough love.
He doesn't.
So
He doesn't.
I got to shout out Race Control Randy, awesome guy,
Mhm.
fun dude to hang out with, and all the guys with Payday Racing.
All right. And I think that's all we got for you. Thank you for joining us and having a good rest of your night.
Thank you, buddy. You do the same, Cam.
Yep. All right. That was the 56 Jacob Phillips right there.
Might have a little chat with him. I think he's got me muted. Nonetheless, we will we'll move forward here.
Mhm.
Next week we'll be back for some more action. As what do we got on the schedule here for
So
next week?
So next week it looks like we're stopping at Southern National for a little bit of a
Oh,
longer race at 70 laps.
favorite of mine. I do enjoy Southern
Southern
National.
I like Southern, and then we go road course in that Tsukuba, and then
I've heard some rumblings that race might change. I'm not too
Okay.
positive, but
okay.
I don't know if we're gonna see that change up at all. But might not be there on the schedule this season. Might be up in the air still. We're not too sure.
Okay.
But Southern National for sure, and then we'll go to some dirt track.
Yeah, we're both excited for the dirt tracks. Between
Um,
that and your Lernerville, which I
oh,
haven't even looked at, so we might have to do some few laps. Again, we might actually do kind of a different style commentary when it comes to that. So be on the lookout for that.
I'm looking forward to Lernerville. That is one that I've had circled on my schedule this season.
Mm-hmm. So what
This-
I'm interested in before then is Hickory. That'll be an interesting one.
Hickory will be an interesting race. We'll see how that turns out here, but we got some good mix of short track, some dirt, and a road course race here to round out the rest of the season as we're closing in on almost halfway here, Cam.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting season so far, and it looks like it's just gonna get even more better. Hopefully, we can see some more clean racing. Of course, anything goes when it comes to the dirt track, so we're gonna see some nice banging doors and everything on that. We all know and love, but
For sure, this will turn out to be pretty interesting, and we got a shake up in the points here moving into next week, so we'll get that graphic here going for next week and see how it all pans out
Mhm.
once this sorts out through this race. But we'll definitely have a new championship points leader here, and things will get pretty interesting to close out the rest of the season. So
Yep.
looking forward to it.
same. All right, that's all I got. You got anything else, Jake?
That's it from me. Thank you for everyone for tuning in here, and y'all have a great night.
This has been Cam Gillens and Jake Maki for the Overdrive Automotive Media YouTube channel, and we will talk to you later.